That means you stop talking. I don't know what I'm doing. That's good. So I've been here for a long time today.
I heard you got your second shot.
Huh?
You feel sore?
No. Oh my gosh, I'm starting it over. What's going on? Welcome into In the Know with Steph and Joe. It's a show all about small business development. These two entrepreneurs bring real life experience, a little laughter, a ton of knowledge, and how to build your small business and make it thrive. This, folks, is your creation, your baby. Now learn how to make it sing. Today, to franchise or not to franchise? Joe, what do you know?
I only know a little bit. Well, maybe a lot of it. I know that we are happy to talk about franchises and happy to talk about starting your business from scratch. There's a lot to both sides of it. There's the pluses, the minuses. So right off in the get-go here, we're going to talk a little bit about what are those pluses and minuses with starting a franchise versus starting your own business. We do have a great guest today, Mark with Cannabins. He has recently started his own business, and so we're going to dive in a little bit with him later in the show on what his trials, tribulations, and the things that he is doing right off the get-go when you start that business from scratch. So, Steph, how's it going today?
Good. I'm so happy. It's Friday.
Cheers.
Because it has been a week.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Bad week? Good week?
Well, just, I guess, some small business boss stuff that I've had to do. We had to, unfortunately, let one of our employees go this week, and so that was a whole experience.
I did the same.
So.
Literally today. So, well, let's talk. Let's dive right in because we have a lot to go over. Let's dive right into starting your business, the differences between franchises and your own startup business. What do you find is the best benefits to starting your own business from scratch, from what you have done? You obviously had to start your own marketing thing. You had to come up with your own brand name, your logo, things like that. What are the eases and the not so easy things that you had to do for that?
Well, so, I mean, first of all, in the bookkeeping world, there are franchises that we could have picked in and got into for bookkeeping.
Okay.
But the problem with that is that we found a lot of CPAs that I work with and know they don't necessarily want to work with those franchised bookkeepers because it's a lot of garbage in and garbage out, in their opinion.
Right.
It's not people that have had the experience that I have that are coming to the table. It's that they just find somebody off the street. Oh, you got $30,000. Here's this bookkeeping business and giddy up. So that was something that kind of turned us away from going that route. I'm also a major control freak. So I like to kind of do it my way. It's not, I've learned though, it's not always the best way.
But please do explain.
Well, I mean, we've gone through, our first website, we built it.
Yes.
I thought it was amazing.
Okay.
But some feedback we got, they said it looks homemade. So,
because it was your baby,
yes,
right? You make a cake for the first time. You're like, this is the best cake ever.
Right. So they're like, it looks homemade. It doesn't look as professional as it could. So we had a real company build our website, and then it made us look like a very big bookkeeping firm, like bigger than what we are.
Correct.
So we appealed to a lot of other people, that like a lot of bigger businesses and stuff like that. So that was kind of a good learning experience. Marketing and branding, and the difference between like the time sucking stuff and then like all the money that you spend in giveaways, because you just saw my office when we were in the green room.
She has a lot of swag.
I have a little bit of a spending problem. We just got these new calculators.
Very pretty. They got our logo on them. Yep.
But, so that was kind of a thing. But
knowing where, how to spend.
Right. But I think the biggest thing that we kind of ran into was that nobody knows our name. Like when you have a franchise, everybody knows the name, like a Subway, a Restoration One, a Yums, a whatever. Like everybody knows that name. Nobody knows Steph's bookkeeping service. So I really had to try hard to really brand us out there so people can become familiar with our name and our company in general. So that's kind of the things that we went through. But my startup costs were significantly less than what a franchise would be.
Absolutely.
And,
I can attest to that. Yes.
We just had to buy a laptop and some software. Basically $5,000 got us up, running, and out the door.
Right. That's not that much, really, if you're talking about starting an entire company.
Right. Well, because either way, you still need a computer.
Yes.
So you still would have had to buy the computer.
I could tell you my investment right off the get-go was well over $100,000. But that being said, I have a lot of equipment in my business. I have a lot of... That was awkward. No? I'm
it's
sorry.
Very slow moving.
Yeah, he's just creeping around the
air.
studio. I know it's not on the video, but he's still creeping around the studio, making us feel weird. I had a lot of startup costs to mine. However, as you mentioned, like one of the big things that I looked for when we were starting was that franchise, bad rap, as you said, was in your industry, I got into ours and we started looking around and could tell that there was some bad rap in our industry, but Restoration One actually wasn't well established in Chicagoland. So we didn't have a big brand recognition. We kind of had to build that ourselves, but I didn't have to build the brand, right? Create the logo, buy the domain name. We were actually talking just before the show started that you had trouble getting your domain name.
Yeah, so we had to change it around a couple times to be able to get a .com versus like a .net or whatever bookkeeping or whatever you can do nowadays. You could everything. So we switched it around a little bit and we came to a happy medium with that, and we were able. So it worked out well for us ultimately. But I know some people have had the struggle where it's expensive if you want to try and buy an already established one.
Absolutely.
But you guys have, don't you, with the franchise, you guys have also royalties. I don't have royalties.
That would be the other issue for what we do. Now, that being said, I will say that the difference with royalties is I may have to pay royalties. However, we have to pay royalties, but we do get that support of technology and knowledge. Starting a restoration company to go in and be able to completely dry out a home from scratch right when you start and you're brand new. Oof, that was daunting and very nerve-wracking the first time we got a call. But to say that, I could easily call somebody at any point that's been in the business for 25 years and go, hey, I got this, and this. Where am I at? And this and that. And he'll tell me what I got to do and where I got to go. So we may pay the royalties, but I got that support system that I can always go to. I don't have to go and look stuff up and Google it to figure out what to do. I don't have to go find a class that teaches me the most known stuff in the country. My national accounts, corporate people are out searching for those classes and getting us into those classes at discounted rates. So,
right.
I get the benefit of kind of like, I almost consider it like buying group insurance. You know what I mean? Like if you're buying group insurance, you get a good combined policy because you have a lot of people buying into that policy. That's a lot of buying power. So you can leverage your carrier, if you will. That to me is how I see kind of a franchise working, is we have a lot of buyers looking to spend money. And if you have, like a software company you got to use, our corporate can go to that software company and say, hey, we got a lot of people willing to use it. Can we get it at a very discounted rate because we're bringing X amount of people to the table right away? Right. And that's one of the benefits. But yeah, it sucks writing that check every month to the corporate office, but it is what it is,
I liked when I was talking to you and Carrie yesterday about it's like you guys basically have your own little mastermind niche within your restoration ones that are of similar size to you.
Correct.
And then you guys can all bounce off these ideas, and it's all this. You guys are
Absolutely.
all business owners.
Yep.
You're all in the same boat. You're all driving the same ship, kind of. So that would be something that I would totally love to have, like a bookkeeping, a mastermind
focus group.
Right.
I mean, we call it a focus group because that's what it is. It's similar sized franchises. I mean, we're not all in the same Midwest area. There's a couple of guys that are a little further south. Actually, one's in Georgia, I'm pretty sure. So, we're spread out. But yes, we are all of equal general capacity as a company and a mindset, and very open-minded to the other people's ideas. So we have text groups, we have email chains, we meet every other week, via Zoom. So it's like we get our knowledge and everything, and we can bounce ideas very easily and rapidly and get quick results and responses. And that's actually vital to our industry, because specifically our industry, because we are such an emergency base. We have to react and go. And so it's really nice to have some of the best knowledge right at your fingertips, with the communication we can do these days. So yeah, I agree completely.
Yeah, because I thought that once we activated our website and I got my business cards, then people just
started coming
call
in.
You and
that's another point. Yeah, that's another point. Is so I went through my degree as a bachelor's in business administration, so I got the whole stem to stern on running a company. However, I did not. When we started this company and we bought into the franchise, they required us to go to corporate and do 2 weeks of training to learn how to run the franchise company, not even do the work, but just run the company and be a franchise owner and follow their business model that's proven to be successful. So they give you a lot of training right away. So that when we opened the doors, we knew how to do the backside of it. They're like, yeah, you got to go figure out the work, but you figure out the work, that's pretty easy. You could hire somebody to do the work, and that's one of the easiest things. So great part about now. But how do you feel?
Hi, Mom. Huh?
Is Mom here?
Yep.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Linda. How are you doing?
Joe ate one of the chocolate calculators in the green room. Or no, he's taking it home to his kids. Ken ate one.
Joe, we're on the radio and also on social media. You don't have to speak louder because she's in Arizona.
I just get excited, and I get loud when I'm excited anyway. Oh, Tim Santos sent something in.
Let's say some people
ask why we aren't own agency, and I always say because the training, knowledge, support system, and company perks are worth it. There you go, Tim. I could make more policy on my own, but it wouldn't have the platform Health Markets provides us. That's very big. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to a system that you're built into. Now, yeah, you may not make as much money off of each individual transaction because you have to give a little to the parent. But I agree, Tim. The amount of support you get is phenomenal.
But what about this though?
In the right franchise.
So if I took all this time and I have this amazing model now for bookkeeping,
could you franchise it?
I could just do that. There's companies that help you convert your business into a franchise, and then I could have Steph's Bookkeeping National.
Totally. That sounds like a great plan. That sounds like the next show.
So you could always do that, I think, because
that sounds like a January 2022 show where we talk goals.
No, that's my tax season start. I ain't even trying to talk that.
All right, never mind.
That would
Looks like I'll be doing the show by myself.
But
in the know with Joe.
So before we bring our special guest in, why don't you tell everybody how they could reach you? And then I'll tell everybody how they can reach me, and then we'll slide over our
Right. We'll do our special slide in for the guests. So Joe Turner, Restoration One, please, any water, fire, smoke, mold, blood, anything crud. If a normal, typical cleaning service won't clean it, it's an emergency cleaning. There is something dirty in your house. Call us, 847-264-4664. We are happy to show up anytime, day or night, 24/7. My guys are not going to be happy I said that. They're going to be happy that they're showing up. But they will be happy, I promise. And we will get everything cleaned up and taken care of. Over to you, Steph.
Steph Conley with Steph's Bookkeeping Service, 847-942-3004. Or you can email me at steph@stephsbooks. We handle everything. Bookkeeping, software setup, cleanup, monthly services. Just give us a ring. And now we're bringing in our special
Come on
guest,
in, Mark.
Mark with Cannabins.
There you go. Mark,
Yay.
please introduce yourself fully and give all your information.
My name is Mark Klenke. I'm the owner of Cannabins. It's a pocket humidor for cannabis and CBD flower. You can check our website out at cannabins.shop. You can also email me at cannabins2020@gmail.com and kind of go from there.
Perfect.
But thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
So Mark and I got introduced through my insurance agent, actually, and he for our company, and I said, hey, because he deals with a lot of business owners, business, whether it be a startup business or an ongoing business, he just does insurance for businesses. So I said, hey, any companies that have recently started up? And lo and behold, he said, yeah, actually, I do. I gave you one of their products. And I said, really? Which one? And he said, the Cannabins. And I went, really? That he's starting up? It's official. And he said, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. So we got a hold of Mark. Mark was super excited to come on board and talk about business. We're not going to talk specifically directly. We will a little bit about the product, but we're going to dive more into the startup of the business, right? So what we really want to know is the trials and tribulations. Mark has started his own company, did not start a franchise. So we're going to kind of dive down that. I'll be able to maybe give a little comments on the franchise side of things as well. But first and foremost, what made you want to start your own company? And was executing your business plan as expected? Were there pitfalls that occurred? Specifically, I want to know, you and I talked over the phone a little bit about actually the domain name thing, stuff like that, maybe a little insurance. So we're really curious. Start off, though, with why you started this business.
Yeah, I mean, it was, so I've been in the plastic industry for 25 years. Got into it while I was still in high school. And I've molded so many different parts over all these years. And so it's just always been there that, seeing what people do and how they can make money from a product and, how I could do the same. And I'm very creative. I've always, I was in glass blowing for many years.
Interesting.
Yeah.
My older son does that.
What did you blow?
So I
Excuse
would,
me.
yeah, yeah, right. So I actually taught a class in Algonquin at a small studio. So I would teach classes and do small artwork.
Cool.
Do a lot of, I did a lot of pipe work. Ornaments were huge, thousands of Christmas ornaments.
That's really
and then
neat.
just a lot of like bottle work. I would do a lot of bottle work, just glass bottles and make them into beer bottles.
Can you still do that? Do you still have the stuff?
Still do it. So I've
have
always
a gift
had
for
it.
my
Yeah.
wife. I have a gift for my wife,
Right?
sir.
Yeah.
We were talking about
Be in
that later.
contact, right?
Yeah, we will be talking about that later. Sorry, I hope you're not listening.
So
ruin the surprise.
But I mean that's really I've always had something. And one of my previous bosses, I remember sitting down with him for lunch and telling him how I wanted to open up an injection molding company. And he's like, Mark, everybody, there's already injection molding companies out there. That's not nothing special. You have to have something special. What can you do? And that's just it switched the light in my head, and I started thinking about what I could do in a container and what's the most important thing, keeping your product fresh, like with anything.
Right.
You know, and that's where the design and the concept behind all of it, you know, came, and it kept evolving and evolving and evolving, and that's where we're at today.
So did you have to get a patent for your
yes,
product?
so it took me, I'm at the end of it now. So where I have a registered trademark on cannabis, and then I also have a provisional patent on the product and the chamber system. So it's well protected.
Can you pick up your product and put it in front of the camera?
Yeah.
Let's
So
see
this
it
is
here.
this is our 1.5 ounce container. We do market them in a smaller container, but that's how we market them now. It's a pocket humidor, something to bring with you, throw in your bag, real simple.
I have one of those. I really like the product. It's a great product.
Yeah, so we offer it in two types of plastic. One is just a standard polypropylene, and the other is a 25% hemp based plastic that's got hemp fibers blended into the plastic.
That's the one
to
I
reduce
have.
the amount of waste.
Yes, I really like those. Here you go. Yeah, get it in there. Show the digital top on that. I really like the digital top. Look at that. Ooh,
That reads your humidity within the container.
Yeah.
So and it's a patented concept, and we're very proud of it, and it's a system that works very well.
So you started this and you got into it. You're working on your patent. You go out and you got to get insurance for your company.
Correct.
I know you're an insurance guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. He worked real hard to bring the idea to the insurance company, so they understood what we were doing and what we weren't doing. We struggled a lot with them thinking that we were, marketing cannabis, and we were marketing.
Wants your phone number. Can we post it up there?
Yeah, can we post his info? Do you have a card?
Yeah.
Oh, Ken's gonna put up the website right now.
Yeah. Well,
So there you go.
So people thought we were a cannabis company, and
well, you got to read the
products
phone number up.
for
you want me to
cannabis.
read it?
Yeah.
All right, ready? 779-220-4256. Ken's gonna find it on the website.
It might not be on there. It should be, but I'm not sure.
If we like this, we can.
Yeah, look at that.
We're gonna
So fancy.
we're gonna try it anyway. So you go out, you get insurance, or you're trying to get insurance. How many times do you run into pitfalls during the process of starting up the business? Because to me, it seems like, gosh, there could be loan issues.
Yeah.
There is licensing
and
issues.
which we did.
There's getting somebody to produce your product. Were you actually producing it?
Yeah, so we actually produce our own products. We make them, and so we control the color and the specialty items if we when we come out with them. So which brings our cost way down. And then the amount that we don't produce either. We don't have to produce this huge amount or order a huge amount. So we try and not do our inventory.
So because to go over this real quick, I'm going to grab this one. This is the one I have, and when I shake mine, there's a little desiccate thing in there, and the desiccate thing is what draws the moisture out of the product that's in there. And so there's also, you can get a little, what is it?
Yeah, so we also have, it's a clay stone.
Yes.
It's called a hydrostone.
And you soak it in water.
Yeah, we soak it in distilled water and you put it in there.
You rehydrate your product.
Yeah.
So those two products to me would be ones that you have to actually bring in and buy.
Those come with it. Everything comes with it. Yeah.
But you have to when you manufacture.
Yes,
this, right?
yes.
Yeah.
But everything within our container is everything's all recyclable.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I
love these things.
Yeah.
They're very neat. Okay, so going down that, did you create a marketing plan to begin this? Like, how are you promoting this product?
So when I first started it, I was promoting cannabis and CBD flower and all that, and that's how I went into the banks. And it was a big problem because they don't allow that.
Right.
It was something I didn't know. I was so proud of my product, and I entered it the wrong way, and I did it to several different banks, and I learned from that mistake
Ouch.
not to do that.
Yeah.
Then we tried to revise it and try and use our product for something else, whether it was for coffee or tea or whatever.
Herbs.
Yeah, we were trying to go around the real
Yeah.
product.
Right.
And that's when we stepped back and we're like, we can't do that because that's not our market.
Right.
Our market is not there. And that's when we came back in and we said, no, we're going to do it this way. And that's what we've been doing since. And that's the way we're going forward with it. So,
and you were able to gain ground.
Yes. So I was able to have a few people to kind of invest in me and help me get moving.
Nice.
It's I couldn't be more thankful for their help.
Nice.
And,
so it's more private than public.
Yeah. So it's
Excellent.
We're getting ready to move to the next step, and we're going to the CBD Expo in Chicago, October 28th, 29th, and 30th.
Awesome.
So that's our release of our product to everybody.
I did the Cannabis Expo 2 years ago in Chicago before the COVID.
Yeah.
And I met a lot of really, really nice people from all
Yeah.
different states. Some people I still
They
talk
come
to.
from everywhere.
Like I have
Yes.
a CPA that I still
Mhm.
work with and talk to, and she's based out of Arizona.
Mhm.
I met
There's a
some
lot
guy
of
that does
business, a lot
lighting
of
in
businesses
Michigan.
in there too.
Yeah.
That are
Absolutely.
not just cannabis.
Right.
My background is insurance,
Right.
and I did that as well. I've been to a couple expos where we would cover and promote insurance for cannabis because it's just not available when you go out and look for it. So you got to go to the
Right.
expo to find the people because that's like just a nice way. To,
And it's cool because the first day's all business, and then the next 2 days is all consumers. So it's it's gonna be great to meet and kind of share what we have and make those contacts. That's going to make our business grow.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of which, do you want me to read your question or do you want to read your question?
Well, I have another question too.
Ooh, you go with yours
So,
first.
so as Joe mentioned, he asked about like kind of your plan and how it went. So like, what number plan do you think you are on right now?
Oh,
From
wow.
when you started with plan A, like where do you think you're? Because how long have you
Yeah.
guys been open and selling?
We've really only been open for business maybe a year. It was
Okay.
about 7 months of doing the
Preliminary.
all that stuff, just figuring out what we're the product and really perfecting it. And
But
then
you
once
haven't even really launched it yet.
Not really. We've done our website, and you can have the best website in the world, but if nobody knows it's there, it's empty,
absolutely.
So we've tried a couple different marketing strategies, just some little feelers in like on Facebook, Instagram, that kind of stuff. But that's not where, you can get some from it, but really it's getting out and networking with all these other companies, having somebody kind of grasp onto you, maybe find a large cannabis company out there that wants to put their product in our container.
Right, and sell it in that container.
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
That is my main goal.
So outside of a cannabis company, who do you think would be somebody, like right now we have about 400,000 listeners. Who would you want to meet?
Distributors of like hemp fiber materials. Somebody I could maybe work with to creating, possibly a new hemp blended plastic, taking it from, scratch.
Right.
And then also, even like Belushi Farms or Big Mike of Advanced Nutrients, they got some pretty large cannabis companies out there.
Absolutely,
And those would be my two,
So those people that are in the industry and supplying it, that's really where you need to be at. Yeah.
Right. And there's so many companies out there now. I don't even know I'm so curious to get to this expo just to see what's new because
I think the company that hosts this expo, I think, is the same one that I did 2 years ago.
Mhm.
Because don't they have them like nationally, right?
They do, yeah. They
if you
travel.
like this one,
absolutely.
you could do the next one at a discount.
Yeah.
Like in a
I
different state or
actually got a discount for being my first time at the expo. So
There you go.
the cost wasn't too bad, but you do have to spend money, and it
And you got to work it hard.
Yeah.
If you don't work those things hard, you're not going to get.
Yeah.
And you got to follow up after. It's not like
Right.
show up and walk away.
No, it's not. It's
a lot of work.
Yeah, it's not just a little gas station store where you're trying to sell a couple little. That's where you make it, and we're going to make it.
So what are your plans for expansion and, more product lines, distribution channels? Like, you kind of briefed on it a little bit, but I only bring this up because you and I were talking on the phone the other day about, the other products that you might bring up and the things that are coming around. Like you have this one here that's just a prototype. You don't even have the real product available.
Right.
This one you obviously have, but
yeah.
Where do you plan to go? And then obviously she mentioned multiple plans. Do you have that kind of backup? Do you have, multiple plans in the hopper?
Yeah. So we do have other plans for products, and we do have plans for maybe expanding into products that customers might want to have made. We are, I have been in molding for, like I said, 25 years. I have a large group of people that I know that do all the other work, or companies that do the work to build a tool, to build another mold for them.
Right.
And then where I'm at in my, I'm probably in like step 15. I mean, it's got to be that far, and I don't even think we're there yet, because it's every day for us is new, because the more and more we work together, the more and more we're figuring out the business, because there's no business model. There was nothing for anybody to say, hey, you got to do it like this. You got to put this much money here, and you got to save this much money here, and only talk to these guys. We didn't know any of that. So now it's great,
So we're coming to the end of our 30 minutes. It went pretty quick. We lost our producer, so now I have to take over as producer and cut the show.
Are you really?
So,
Let's not cut it and just keep going.
That's what happens?
What happens?
Did he say cut it? Or did he say keep going?
So
he said keep going.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw keep going is what I saw.
So Mark, why don't you tell everybody how to get a hold of you? I'm gonna put
run through the whole spiel again.
Yeah. So my name is Mark Klanke. I'm with Cannabins. You can reach us at 779-220-4256. You can also email me at cannabins2020 at gmail.com. And you can also visit our website, cannabins.shop.
Okay.
Perfect.
Joe, why don't you tell everybody one last time how they can reach you?
Joe Turner, Restoration One, any water, fire, smoke, mold, blood. We get rid of all the crud. 847-264-4664, 24/7. Give us a call if you have any issues. We'll be happy to take care of you.
And then I'm Stephanie Conley at Steph's Books. You can reach us at 847-942-3004. Thanks for tuning in. Everybody have a great holiday weekend.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.